What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Hef here with another one. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. So as you can see, pretty much on the screen right now, this is what we're going to be talking about. Rapinoe is a dumb jock, says Jason Whitlock. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go and call her dumb. I do believe that a lot of these female athletes, they all are single. They're all single, like thought driven. They just go with the narrative, the same old narrative. You know quote unquote lesbians, so quote unquote for everybody being quote unquote equal. I should, you're gonna hear a lot of should, what the hell they think they should be getting and should be receiving and should be treated and all this stuff. It's all Marxist. It's all Marxist. Feminism is a branch of Marxism. So, brothers, we cannot be surprised by any of this. And I know most of you aren't, but obviously, I have to make these videos for those who, don't know what's going on, so that way they don't get hit with the okie doke or fall into this trap, and then start going around calling themselves male feminists. Now, I know that there's some dudes out there that call themselves male feminists, and those are just a bunch of simps. Those guys are jokes, not to be taken serious, because, look, you should never take a woman more serious than she takes herself. And then what we're going to get into in this video is going to illustrate just exactly what the hell that looks like, to help y'all understand. Because I've said this before in videos past, and it's something that is still relevant, unfortunately, because obviously when you live in society where women make up, roughly half of the population, then you're gonna have instances where their voice starts to come through, and before the super wokey start coming out the woodwork trying to call me misogynist. Look, it's not misogyny. It's just fact. Okay, it's just fact. Y'all want to follow women? Knock yourself out. You won't catch me following behind no woman, because again, everything that comes out of your mouth is going to be pretty much self-centered, and not long-term based. It's going to be driven in a lot of feelings and initial gratification. So, again, I'm going to start playing the video, and then I'm going to chime in. But also, for those of you who don't know, Jason Whitlock, he has been doing this show on YouTube called Fearless with Uncle Jimmy. Uncle Jimmy's the dude that was on his show Speak for Yourself, I believe, on Fox Sports 1, FS1. Sorry, I'm getting congested. So, yeah, the show's pretty good. I like it. It's Fearless. Apparently, he was, being restricted at every other place that he worked at, and now I don't even know what network Fearless is through. I think it's through something with Glenn Beck. I'm not 100% sure because he's never really said it. So anyway, on this show, he pretty much says exactly what's on his mind. So that's pretty cool, because that way you get the unedited version of discussion, and not many other places, especially with like a big name, have that. So definitely check out his stuff. Obviously, sometimes he does go off the wire. He goes a little out there, but for the most part, it does provide me with a lot of content to speak on. So here we go.
That Mafia and sports power couple, Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird, have loaned their names, reputations, and expertise to the abortion rights debate. The soccer and basketball superstars joined 500 other female jocks in signing a friend of the court brief presented to U.S. Supreme Court justices deliberating a Mississippi law that would ban the killing of fetuses that have lived more than 15 weeks inside a woman's womb. According to
15. See, It's crazy because obviously I've made my stance clear on this channel many times on abortion. Um, I'm against abortion. I think that abortion is used uh, as a tool of convenience, and I think because of that, it's been overused and abused, especially in the black community, where we make up roughly 66% of all abortions, for only being 13% of the population. Now, when you break that number down, because obviously black people are roughly 13% of the population, that's as a whole. That's black men and women, right? So, for the abortion, 66 are happening percent. That's the black women. That's black women by themselves. Because obviously a man can't go and have an abortion because a man can't get pregnant. Contrary to what the hell y'all are hearing and reading out there. Okay, so that's people talk about genocide and shit all the time. That's genocide, but you'll never hear anyone call it that. Okay, so that's my. I mean, that's my stance on it. Obviously, there's a bit more nuance to it, but just overall, I am against abortion. I do not believe that it is the right of any human to take the life of another human being. Now, honestly, there's instances where you have to protect your family, and then yeah, you have the right to do what you got to do. Um, but just willy nilly just going around and snuffing out life. No, that is not your choice, and it's definitely not the choice of a woman. And I'm gonna go a little bit more into that because obviously the woman's stance is my body, my choice, which is interesting because now with the whole coronavirus thing, that's something that people are saying, but it doesn't seem to matter. So when women say it, my body, my choice, I don't want an abortion, people say, oh, yeah, this is her body, her choice. When first of all, that's not factual because the baby isn't part of the woman's body. The baby is growing inside the woman's body. The baby was placed inside the woman's body from the seed of the man, right? So again, we can use this analogy. I have a house, you have a house, right? I bring my TV over to your house because I have a bigger TV or a nice TV, and we're watching TV at your house. And then I leave my TV at your house. Now, that TV is still my TV, right? It's not your TV. Uh, it's my TV. And then when I come back for it, or you put that TV out because you say, hey, you got to come pick this TV up, that's my TV still. It's basically the same rules apply. All right, the baby is not yours. Your body did not just start creating it. Like for instance, how a woman body creates estrogen. Now, if some way somehow we were able to freaking siphon the estrogen from her body, yes, that's her estrogen. If she wants to put a dollar amount on it and sell it, yeah, she can knock herself. Yeah, do it. You know what I'm saying? Do what the hell you want to do, whatever. But you can't go and then say that something that you could not create on your own is yours, and that you have sole quote unquote ownership of it to make decisions, life or death decisions on it. Okay, so now backpedaling a little bit, it's like I said, it's interesting that now with the vaccination, a lot of people have used the same my body, my choice, but now that falls on deaf ears, and that dynamic pretty much illustrates the world that we live in, and how there's so many inconsistencies when it comes to anything dealing with the liberal women. It's going to be inconsistencies across the board when you're dealing with the liberal women. You want to know why? Because they're just going to continually contradict themselves because they don't stand on anything. They're not grounded in anything. They're agents of chaos. They just do what the fuck they want to do. They say what the hell they want to say when they want to say it, and then they can't string together coherent thoughts, and then keep it going. So it's gonna be full. It's gonna be a rank of contradictions.
Reuters news agency, the athletes argued in their brief that ending the growth of babies inside the womb has helped the growth of women's sports. Quoting,
y'all hear that? Now that's some satanic ass shit right there. I'm gonna rewind it back so y'all can hear that again.
athletes argued in their brief that ending the growth of babies inside the womb has helped the growth of women's sports.
So, justification for abortion is that it helps the growth of women's sports. First and foremost, full disclosure, right? Don't nobody, for the most part, and when I'm referring to women's sports, most women's sports don't nobody care about. Period. Don't nobody care about it. Look at the WNBA. Failing. Been around over 20 years. Failing. Fuck failing. Failed. The shit's failed. The WNBA is a joke. It's a mockery. Now, am I sitting here saying that those women that play in the WNBA, they haven't made sacrifices and they haven't put in a lot of work to perfect their craft? No, I'm saying that, I'm not knocking that at all. As an athlete, or as a former athlete, I can sit here, I'm not going to sit here and try to, poo-poo them, because I know women that have put in work in sports, but at the end of the day, when you speak of the sport as a whole, there's no interest. And I've said this before about the WNBA. There's no interest in the WNBA because there's a bunch of lesbians running around. Look, Sue Bird's on the left, right? And Rapinoe's on the right. Now, Sue Bird right now doesn't look too, lesbianish, right? But the majority of the WNBA does. When you look at these women, they scream, I have freaking daddy issues, or I had issues in my fucking house. Like that's what they look like. They look like a whole bunch of freaking Rapinoes, crazy color hair, dressing in suits, trying to be like men. Ain't nobody trying to watch that. Ain't nobody trying to watch a whole bunch of women pretending to be men playing basketball. Why? Because they can watch a whole bunch of men being men playing basketball. You see that? So no one wants to fucking watch that shit. And then, obviously women's soccer in this country has done great because, they bring home the gold. And as for, for whatever reason, the men's team can't seem to get it right. Now, if the men's team was able to get it right, then yes, the women's team would fall to the wayside. All right, but again, soccer is also a different kind of sport where it's a little more acceptable to watch women running around playing soccer than it is watching them trying to shoot threes and freaking airball layups and shit like that. It just doesn't work out the same. So again, like beach volleyball, that's a sport where most people wouldn't mind watching women play, but then there's other sports where it's like not so much, not so much. Now I know there's a lot of guys that like to watch the women in the UFC. So again, it all depends on for instance, a woman can whoop another woman's ass. Yeah, I mean I don't really want to see that. And again, those are a lot of the times those are freaking lesbians as well. But to each his own. But I know the majority of women's sports, look, people just aren't interested because a lot of times it's over dominated by lesbians. Okay, and anything about entertainment industry or any industry, you have to market it. All right, and unless your freaking big marketing push is going to be behind lesbianism, then it ain't gonna work. So what do? They try to freaking reconstruct society by trying to force people to accept the LGBTQ and all the other stuff. That's all it is. That's all it is. So no, brothers, you cannot go for the okie doke and say, "Oh, well, women's rights and stuff like that." I'm not sitting here saying women don't have rights. Obviously, they do. But should women have the right to sit here and say, "Oh, we should have an abortion"? Abortion should be legal up to and after 15 weeks because it helps the growth of women's sports. Shit that nobody cares about anyway. Let's just say we did care about women's sports, but what I'm saying, let's just play that side of the coin. All right, we do care about women's sports, and we do really, really want it to grow for some fucking reason. And we want that to happen to the point where we're going to say it's okay to kill 15-week-old babies who by that time has had a heartbeat for a while already. Like, come on. That shit don't even add up. And there's also inconsistencies in the quote-unquote black community as well. You know, for instance, there's black people that will say, oh, hey, you know, yeah, I'm not really with that. But when it comes down to my team, like, oh, my team is the Democratic team, and we're anti anything not Democrat. So Trump, oh, no. So we're going to vote as a block blindly and just say, okay, well, hey, I'm not really for that abortion, but my party is. So I'm just going to, you know, that's kind of where it ends. So I'm going to vote this way, and I know that they're for it, and they're trying to freaking kill babies at a mass clip. But, you know, I'm not going to do anything about it. Yeah, see, black community, quote-unquote black community, those are the inconsistencies that we cannot have. All right? But those inconsistencies and those thoughts were implanted in our minds, in our homes, when they broke down the family. And they're still trying to break down the family. BLM, on their homepage, I screenshotted it years ago, and I don't know where it is, but I'm gonna try to find that screenshot. They literally said like what they like. I forget what it was. It said like what they stand for, and breaking down the nuclear family was in there. Those are their words from their page. Okay, breaking down the nuclear family. Now, if you have women telling you, hey, yeah, well, our goal is to break down a nuclear family, what that means is they trying to get rid of your ass, nigga. That's what that means, because the nuclear family is husband, wife, and then their offspring. Now, if you have black women saying they're trying to break up the nuclear family, they're talking about you, nigga. They're talking about you. So if you out there and you know, riding with the BLM and all that stuff, then you ride into your own demise, all right? You follow a woman to your own goddamn demise, all right? Just like Adam did in the Garden of Eden. They're leading your ass right to your own fucking demise, and y'all simp ass niggas don't even see the shit coming. Y'all gotta wake up. But back to this nonsense.
Quoting directly from the brief, Reuters reported, the physical tolls of forced pregnancy and childbirth would undermine athletes' ability to actualize their full human potential.
Okay, so again, like I said, when you're dealing with women, right, they're always short-term oriented and that immediate gratification. So they'll say shit that just doesn't make any fucking sense, like this. The physical tolls of forced pregnancy and child. Let's just stop right there. Let's stop. Language is everything. Okay, there's power in words, and I know oftentimes if you're not keen to it, you'll just, you know, glance over certain things. But the word forced here needs to be addressed, because if you just, you know, read over it, then, you know, you don't get what the implication is. So the physical tolls of forced pregnancy. So now that's her, or not her, that's them, these women athletes, female athletes, trying to play or position themselves into a victim card, a victim role, because they're being forced. These physical tolls of forced pregnancy. Who the hell is forcing you to get pregnant? Let's just stop there, because if that's the word that you chose, let's speak on it. Who's forcing female athletes to get pregnancy? Okay? Because if we read on, the next two words are and childbirth. Now one can make a better case that, oh yeah, there are some social stressors on, you know, on women to actually go through a childbirth, and rightfully so. So yes, people can make the case, oh well, you know, they are pressured into having to actually giving birth to the child. Yes, and rightfully so. Because abortion shouldn't be something that's met with open arms and oh, hey, that's a great thing. Let's fucking celebrate. You just fucking kill your baby. You killed your baby. All that screams to me is irresponsibility. That's all that fucking screams to me. But that goes hand in hand with the quote unquote liberation of quote unquote females and the feminization of females. That is what comes with it. That is what comes with it. That's the only thing that will continue to come with it. And I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, I'm against the liberation of women. No, no, no. You have to understand something. We should all be free in this quote unquote country, right? Or we should all be quote unquote free in this quote unquote country, for that matter, right? So I'm not sitting here saying that women should just be all shat on and all that stuff. No, 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 they shouldn't. They shouldn't. They should be treated with respect, because obviously we need them, they need us. The Most High put us both here, and we both have roles that we need to fulfill. So I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, women need to be freaking like put in the deep bowels of your house and never allowed to speak or come out. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, where we are now, that is not even what you would call liberation. Okay, this is just satanic bullshit. Okay, because again, childbirth, I get that, but that's something that should be natural. You people should be against it if you're trying to kill your child. Okay, people should be looking at you like kind of weird if you're trying to fucking kill your child. Okay, and it says so the physical tolls of forced pregnancy. First of all, let's stop that right there. There's no forced pregnancies. There's no forced pregnancy. Why? Because to get pregnant, you have to have sex, right? Now, I don't want to hear that rape crap because, as will be said later on in this same segment with Jason Whitlock, where they go over the numbers, and this is something that I said before this even happened, and I have the videos to back it up. That is a very, very small number of women that get raped and get pregnant and have abortions because of it. And my stance on that is, and I've made myself very, very clear, and I'll say it again, I'm not speaking on women that get raped. Now, I can tell you I can tell you, where I stand overall. Look, I am against abortion, period, full stop. Full stop. All right? It's the most highest choice whether that baby is going to be born or not, rape or not. But understanding that we live in a society where people have rights and they can do what they want to do. Look, if a woman gets raped in this society, I leave it up to her. That's when I say, yes, the woman has a choice. Because that's something that a man can never go through. A man can never go through. And what's interesting now that I'm speaking about it, which is very interesting that I've never thought about before, is that when a woman gets raped and she gets pregnant from that rape, if you've ever listened to any of them speak, they always feel like their body has been infiltrated and they just want to rip it out, the baby out. Yeah, right? Because it's a foreign object. So it's funny how it's not really funny actually. I'm not even gonna say funny, but isn't it interesting how when it's those other circumstances and those are terrible circumstances and rape should not be happening at all, but it's been around since since humans have been around, so I'm assuming it's going to be around till we leave this motherfucker. But in terms of a rape, right? It feels like, oh, this is not me, this is not my body, but I got to get it out of me. But when it's consensual, oh, this baby's mine. I'm the say all, end all, be all for this motherfucker. Like, whoa, hold on. See, but those are the contradictions. Those are the inconsistencies that I'm speaking about. That's why, again, brothers, you should not be taking women seriously. You know what I'm saying? Do not take them serious. Don't take them more serious than they take them fucking selves. And if they're saying some dumb shit like that and contradicting themselves over and over again, don't take them serious. Period. Because if you're taking that serious, you're going to look like the goddamn fool. Okay? So, I hope y'all still with me on that. Now, Now I'll read this one more time and get it over with. The physical tolls of forced pregnancy and childbirth would undermine athletes' ability to actualize their full human potential. Look, first and foremost, that sounds like some crazy sacrificial bullshit. Because look, if you can't actualize your human potential because there's more competition coming, then that doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. Now, if you look at the NBA, the NFL, these leagues get better and they evolve. Why? Because there's always someone coming up the ranks. There's always a Zion Williamson coming. There's always a LeBron James coming. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, there's always going to be these people coming. And then the people that are in the league, they have to continually work on their game. That way they don't get weeded the fuck out. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we're not just out here, oh, everyone makes a team. No, fuck that. And that's pretty much what they're saying. You know, it would undermine athletes' ability to actualize their full human potential. Listen, if you can't actualize your full human potential, you know, during a standard cycle, right? And then you got to seek to fucking kill unborn babies, something is fucking wrong with you. Maybe you're not that fucking good as an athlete. You ever think about that? If you need all this goddamn time and less competition, maybe you're not that good of a fucking athlete. All right? Maybe you should stop doing that. Maybe you should look for fulfillment doing something else in your life. Because if you have to, if something crosses your mind and says, you know what, we got to get rid of the fucking babies, and that sounds like a good idea to you, then something you're doing is terribly fucking wrong, man. Terribly wrong. Like, you can't make this shit the fuck up. Like, this ain't a joke. This is really what these people are saying. Like, is this crazy, right? So, I said all that. Something I didn't say at all yet is that the human potential. What about the human potential of the baby you're killing? Like, what? What about that baby's whole potential? That baby could have been a goddamn doctor. According to y'all women, that baby could have been the first female president. You know what I'm saying? That baby could have been the first, Bill Gates. That baby could have been the first woman to do whatever the fuck y'all want to do first, right? But none of that matters now because y'all women y'all feel like y'all a victim in this regard, and that y'all need more opportunities and better chances to be better athletes. See what I'm saying? Inconsistencies across the board. I ain't even let him play everything that they said yet, and it's just rank with contradictions. This shit don't make no fucking sense. So y'all niggas that be right there with it like, oh no, I understand where the woman's coming from and shit like that. Nigga, y'all need to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up because y'all looking real stupid out here. All right, looking like some goddamn fools, man. Following a bunch of women. Should be ashamed of your fucking self. Period.
The brief failed to mention the physical toll of abortion undermines a baby's ability to
Just said that.
actualize his or her full human potential. Pregnancy, according to 500 female athletes, is now an issue about the growth of sports, not the growth of babies. Rapinoe, a star on the U.S. women's national soccer team, said in a statement, quote, as women athletes and people in sports, we must have the power to make important decisions about our bodies and exert control over our reproductive lives.
All right, let me stop right there. First and foremost, this chick is a lesbian. If you couldn't already tell, right? She's a lesbian. So, what decisions does she have to make about babies? What decisions does she have to make about babies? So, like, this shit is just, it's like living in goddamn fantasy world out here. She's a lesbian. What decisions does she have to make about babies or abortions? And last time I checked, the gay community is the community always saying, oh, we God put us here to take care of all the babies that are being adopted and stuff like that. So which one is it? LGBTQ? Y'all here to take care of the orphans, or y'all here to fucking kill all the goddamn unborn babies, man? Huh? like which one is it? This shit is fucking so stupid. So look, important decisions about our bodies. Look, and I just said this. Outside of rape, which we already know statistically happens not often when women get raped and get pregnant. All right, so we're not even going to discuss that because why we don't let the exceptions make the rule. All right, you never let the exception make the rule. All right, you don't make rules based off of exceptions. So, important decisions with our bodies. Look, dude, and I said this in videos before. Women have a decision, right? Let me break this down. Let me break this down to the smallest level that we can take this shit. All right. As women athletes and people in sports, we must have the power to make important decisions about our bodies. Now, when she says that, we must have the power to make important decisions about our body, she's referring to the decision to have an abortion or not, right? So, if we start the conversation at that the decision starts at the point of have abortion or not abortion, is disingenuous to the whole conversation. Why? Because there were decisions that were made prior to that point. Meaning, you made a decision to have sex. One. You made a decision to not be on birth control. Or you made a decision to allow that man to not wear a condom. So there's at least one and up to at least 3, maybe more, decisions that were made already by you. Okay? That were made already by you. And I would also say those are important decisions to make. So let's just break it down again. You had an important decision to make when you decided to have sex, right? Boom. You said, I'm going to have sex. You had an important decision to make when you said, I'm not on the pill, but I'm going to allow this to happen, right? You had an important decision to make when you said, okay, we're going to have sex, and it's okay that he doesn't have a condom on, right? So now, at the last goddamn stop, the last motherfucking stop, right? It's not even a stop. Like, we on the bus, there ain't no more stops. The last stop was the goddamn condom, right? We passed the last stop. We on our way back to the fucking bus depot right now. Now you saying, oh, no. I missed my stop. I got to get off. I got to get off this bus. That's the abortion. That's the abortion right there. So now you want all the responsibility to make a decision when you literally failed to make an important decision at least 3 times already. But now all of a sudden you got the mind of reason. Now all of a sudden hey, I should be in control and I should understand. Then how come you didn't exhibit any of that prior to this point, huh? If I'm a bus driver and someone missed all the motherfucking stops and I'm on my fucking way back to the fucking depot because I'm going home to see my family, and this motherfucker's like, oh, I missed my stop. Nigga, that's on you. That's on you, motherfucker. So I'll drop you off right the fuck here. Well, I ain't taking you to none of those goddamn stops. All right? You got to find your own fucking way because you lack responsibility and you lack accountability. Trying to even fucking talk to me about, oh, can I take you to this spot, that spot? No, fuck out of here. No. You got to own that shit. All right? Because that's strike 1, 2, and 3. Own it. Own it.
End quote.
I hate these commercials because I don't get paid for this shit.
Rapinoe is engaged to Bird, a guard in the WNBA. Rapinoe and Bird, 2 birthing people, cannot create a child through scissoring, strap-ons, digital penetration, and other forms of same-sex intimacy.
Digital penetration.
Short of rape, they have complete control of their reproductive lives. their need for an abortion is quite remote unless they change their mind after intentionally inseminating themselves with male sperm. Their passion for the abortion issue strikes me as odd. It's the equivalent of me issuing a statement on skinny jeans rights. The issue is of no importance to me, given my fast food lifestyle. But here we are in modern America. Professional athletes and other pampered celebrities are the smartest, most informed people on the planet. Their ability to kick, dribble, and throw a ball gives them remarkable insight into abortion rights, criminal justice reform, police-involved shootings, insurrections, and viral videos capturing alleged instances of oppression and systemic racism. LeBron James, he struggles to write tweets and Instagram posts at a grade school grammar level. But he is one of America's foremost public intellectuals and authoritative voices on the racial discrimination. LeBron, the new Muhammad Ali, once analogized his reaction to learning the N-word was scrawled on the back gate of his $20 million mansion in a predominantly white neighborhood. He compared that to Emmett Till's mother opening the casket of her murdered 14-year-old son. Money and fame are the sworn enemies of self-awareness. Today's athletes have zero self-awareness and even less humility. They don't know what they don't know. There's no reason for them to seek answers. Their handlers, their corporate sponsors, and rigged social media apps provide them all the answers they need. Let me know the next time Rapinoe, James, or Colin Kaepernick take a public position that isn't supported by Twitter groupthink.
Yeah, obviously they're all handled. They all have handlers. Big corporations, obviously Nike, they're controlled. They're not out there actually speaking nothing. Like, for instance, Muhammad Ali, for those of you who don't know, when Muhammad Ali went against the draft, he did that on the basis of his religious group, all right, which was a black separatist group. All right, he stood for that, and he paid the price for that. Last time I checked, Colin Kaepernick, LeBron James, they didn't sacrifice or lose anything, because what they're saying and what they're promoting isn't fringe. It's actually mainstream. It's mainstream what these guys are doing. So they're not going out there on a limb and saying anything and risking anything. You know? It's crazy. What I say is actually considered to be more fringe. And what I'm saying is pretty much common sense stuff. But look, this video has gone on long, obviously, so I'm going to break it up, and I'm going to maybe do a part 2 of one, or maybe I don't know. But I'm going to continue, because he has how much? We're only 6 minutes into this episode. So yeah, I'm definitely going to break this one up. Maybe I'm going to make a part 2, or I'm just going to make whole another video based off of some of the other stuff. But anyway, y'all, peace.